we manage it. You know who's coming in, who's going out, and at the same time, like I said, intelligence, vigilance, so those who want to come and do us harm, we apprehend them. This is something that keeps us awake all the time.
Please subscribe to Morris TVGH.
Some 600 kilometers. We are using technology, personnel have been increased, and patrols have also been increased. Why technology? When you have such a wide stretch of land, it's almost difficult to man every point of entry. Therefore, with effective technology, you are able to identify who is coming in and who is going out and when action needs to be taken. The issue of being boastful. Security and intelligence agencies always have a very difficult balancing act. Our prime responsibility is to Ghanaians and their safety. You at all times have to reassure them. And I stated earlier that yes, we have a very robust security and intelligence architecture, and that lives and property will be protected. But at the same time, we also have to warn about the dangers that surround us as a country, particularly with happenings in the sub-region. So I think that it's a duty to give that assurance. If we tell terrorists that if you come to Ghana, we'll deal with you, is that boastful? I don't think so. The issue of the bomb scare, arrest was made within, I think, 24 hours, and that individual will be presented to court very soon. It also reminds me of the need for education. If you saw the video, you realize that a lot of our people were not, the agency that they needed to evacuate the airport, we didn't see it. Thank God it wasn't a real bomb and didn't go off, but we would have had difficulties. And come to think of Apiacha as well, we had instances where people were being warned of the potential for that vehicle to explode, and we wanted to take videos and pictures. The need for a heightened sense of security is now, hence this campaign on Tuesday. Musa GH1 talked about the Boko conflict. I stated earlier in my brief that clearly they use existing ethno-religious fault lines, and Boko clearly is an issue. If there's a need for us to unite as a people, this is the time. In terms of the measures, as you rightly, there's increased police presence there. There's increased community engagement to try and bring the two groups together, because we only have one Ghana. So government will continue to engage the parties and make sure that lives and property is protected. Signals Bureau, that has been extremely proactive. They would usually not announce when some videos are taken down or persons are arrested. But be rest assured that it's one of the things that we do effectively. On the issue of political tensions, the Honorable Minister rightly said the terrorists usually exploit ungoverned spaces, any form of opportunism, they jump on it. It is therefore important that, particularly at this time, some have argued that democracy and the relationship between government and the governed is threatened. Throw in the misinformation machinery, and you understand why political consensus, togetherness, and unity of purpose is important at this time. The day job of political expediency is no longer tenable. That unity of purpose is important because any opportunity that they get, they will exploit it. And the evidence is very clear in other countries where political settlement has not been possible. It's resulted in lawlessness and has been existential to the state. So that was an important question. Kweku from Kingdom talked about streetism. I think the Honorable Minister dealt with it effectively. The idea of vigilance and the creation of holding centers, because the problem is that most of these are minors. And it's important that you take good care of them. At the same time, you don't want it to be a pull factor for more of such people to come into our country. But heightened vigilance has been the case with the security and intelligence agencies. The influx of West African nationals. Minister mentioned the ECOWAS protocols. We also have Ghanaians who go there. It is important that we manage it. You know who's coming in, who's going out, and at the same time, like I said, intelligence, vigilance, so those who want to come and do us harm, we apprehend them. This is something that keeps us awake all the time in the security and intelligence agency. Vital installations. I'm sure most of you would see the high police visibilities. We also have some plainclothes security individuals. Most of our installations are protected because, like I said, evidence from other countries have indicated that anywhere they find vulnerabilities, they will exploit. We've had attacks in churches, in mosques, in shopping centers, amongst our neighbors. So yes, indeed, we have high visibility along our border areas and most of the vital installations. One question was asked about the proverbial Ghanaian hospitality. What we want to do, I mean, the tourist, one of the prime aims is to alter our way of life. So it's important that, like I said, we are proud people, we stay resolute, but also just be conscious of our environment. Yes, be hospitable, but still do some background check of who has come into your home, what they are doing, and if you find anything untoward, report it. It's important. I stated earlier, it could be an uncle, it could be your wife, it could be a brother. They are not going to come in with APCs and fighter jets. They're usually amongst us, hence the need for eternal vigilance. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe,
and click on the bell for more updates.